Out for the East Germans, they're favored along with Bulgaria, who has also a fine coach.
Here's the Landvoigt twins from East Germany. World champions, 74-75. Identical twins. They row identically. They're off like a shot, but Calvin and Mike right with them, a little bit behind.
Calvin Coffey, of course, 25 years old, 6'2", out of Northeastern University of Boston, and he's a veteran international racer. Michael Staines, 27 years old. He rode in Munich. He also is a veteran racer.
Once again, Coffey and Staines, as they did in the heat you might have seen yesterday on the televised, have to stay with the leaders the first 500. They row the middle 1,000 very well. Stiff crosswind. They're in the protected lane if there is one. And if they can stay with them for the first 500 to 750 meters, they should be able to row with the whole field down through the finish.
East Germany out in front, the Landvoigt twins, and they are rowing in lanes 2 through 7 rather than lanes 1 through 6. That's to take away that extra advantage you would have in lane 1, but nevertheless the U.S. in that crosswind in lane 1 should have just a little bit of an edge, but they're going to need everything they can get because the Landvoigt twins from East Germany are favored to win this. As Fritz Hobbs, the silver medalist in Munich, said a moment ago, they won the gold in 74, again in 75, and they are favored to win right here today.
Coffey and Staines are falling a little bit too much off the pace here. They better make sure they're staying with the leaders across the field there. Sometimes in a race like this, you lose track of what's happening around you, especially the crews that are way over the other side. As we can see, the Landvoigts are 3 or 4 lanes away from Calvin and Mike, and they may have just sort of lost track of where they are.
At the moment, it is East Germany. They're rowing out in lane number 7. And in second place,
the West Germans are in second place. It looks like the Czechs are in third. It's hard to get a perspective here because we can't see the whole field. These are not ABC cameras, but it looks like the Czechs and the West Germans are in there for second and third. The Landvoigts are starting. This is a typical race pattern for them. They pull right out at the start and just row away and see what happens at the rest of the race. They're just so strong. Now, you'll get a feel here for the technique. Look at their backs. In the curved back, look at how identical they are. I mean, they just roll like they're still in the umbilical, attached with the umbilical cord. Unbelievable precision. And look at Cal. Here they are in second place. They've come up. They're finally in our picture. We can see they've moved by the West Germans and rowing strong. Calvin and Mike came into this regatta not particularly well known in the international scene as far as a pair. We really hadn't seen them against this kind of caliber competition. They've been strong every race.
It's hard to tell. The Landvoigts, of course, really favored, but now here comes the Americans pulling hard. They are now in second place. Second place, ahead of the West Germans. East Germany out in front. The Landvoigt twins, followed by Calvin Coffey and Michael Staines in the first lane. We do not see them now, but here's the East Germans. Now you'll get a distorted picture a little bit with these cameras. They are coming from a great distance, and you will not get the picture exact. But nevertheless, the East Germans, top of your screen. They are the leaders, and here comes the U.S.
Coffey and Staines rowing right on it. They've rowed through the whole field, and now they've only got the Landvoigts to contend with. They've got to keep coming. They're really rowing together also, just like the Landvoigts.
What goes through your mind at this point?
Well, obviously Staines and Coffey, I don't think they expected to be this far ahead of the field. They've now got to concentrate on going after the Landvoigt twins. This is when it really starts to hurt. You get coming into that 1,000, coming into the halfway point is when the 2 minutes, you're beyond here. As you can see, it's 3 minutes here, and it's really starting to hurt. This is where their conditioning should help.
Okay, 1,000 meters to go here in the pair without Coxon. The East Germans out in front, but just a little bit. Surprisingly, the U.S. both. It's Calvin Coffey, it's Stroke, it's Michael Staines, and now they're right there with them. The Czechoslovakian boat is in third place. But here are the East German twins, the Landvoigts, York and Bernd. And, of course, as Fritz Hobbs, the silver medalist from the Munich Games in our 8, has told us many times, they row just like they are. They're identical twins. They're almost as if they know every thought, everything that's going on in each other's minds. But right now, the American boat is really giving them a contest.
They're only about a length down now. The Landvoigts are rowing 32, 33 strokes a minute. Calvin and Mike are about 35.
This is for the gold medal, there without Coxon.
Staines and Coffey have a good finish. They have a good finish. The last 500, they're strong in. So they may have a shot at the Landvoigts.
And it would be one of the surprises of all time, would you say, Fritz?
This is a surprise that they're in here. No one expected them to even qualify for the finals when they first came. They're just rowing through this whole field.
There is the remainder of the field, and it is for the gold medal. The East Germans are out in front. The Landvoigt twins, York That stroke burned in the bow. They were favored. They won the gold medal in 74. They won it again in 75. And now they are just about a boat ahead. You'll get a distorted picture. Again, these are not our cameras, and they are shooting from a long way away. And it does distort just a little bit. But those are the buoys. You can align the boat with that. It's just about a one-boat boat lead now by the East Germans over the U.S.
East Germans, that means they're about 2 seconds ahead, and 2 seconds in this kind of competition is very tough. But remember, Staines and Coffey are in a little more protected lane here. When we get into the lee of the grandstand, this could help them move in their sprint.
Heading into the final 500 meters, and this is where you really have to reach down and come up with that extra something, Fritz, and sometimes it's just not there.
I'll tell you, now, here they go. It's the last 500, about 60 strokes to go. And you don't want to row those 60 strokes, and the people that win the medals are the ones who row. There's the West Germans in third place, and the Yugoslavians in fourth.
So it's East Germany, the United States with the West Germans coming on hard as they close into the final 250 meters, and it is going to be some kind of a race. The Americans in the lee of the grandstand, they'll be favored just a bit. They're rowing in lanes 2 to 7 to take away that little extra advantage, but they still will have somewhat of an advantage in this stiff crosswind blowing out here at this $25 million boat basis.
Here they come. Now they're into your picture. They're one boat length down. They're coming into 250 to go. This is a lot to make up against somebody like the Landwood, but they may be able to do it. They can really latch on for the last 30.
As the fatigue sets in, how is the stroke, Fritz?
I'm surprised that they haven't gone up a little bit higher now to try to move in on the Landboys.
Okay, right now, the West Germans are starting to move, and the East Germans are beginning to move out just a little bit. The United States is in there for second place. East Germans pulling away. West Germans are coming.
They're Coffey and Staines just to the right of your screen. It's a little bit misleading in this picture, but they're about a length down, but it looks like they're in good position for the silver medal. Now the West Germans are putting on their sprint. The West Germans are taking the stroke up. I think Calvin and Mike have them well under control.
East Germans have not won here today. It's sort of the world against the East Germans. They lost 4 with Cox, the double stalls, but here they look like they're going to take the gold in pair without Coxon, and the United States is coming in for a silver. That in itself is surprising.
Oh, that's a big story. This is our men's team has been very disappointing this year. This is a very big story that Calvin and Mike can come in with a silver medal. Just unbelievable.
East Germans unofficially winning the gold, the United States unofficially winning the silver, and the bronze goes to West Germany. That, of course, unofficial. As they go across the finish line, it is Calvin Coffey, Michael Staines.
5 second field from the stadium.